Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech, and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus every Monday morning. Investor, if you don't miss it. Inside Blockchain show only on Crypto TV Plus.
All right, hello Crypto TV Plus. You're watching Inside Blockchain, and my name is Tony Obiaju. Now, on the program today, we are going to be having the International Women's Day special, where I'm going to be speaking with highly delectable and distinguished, as well as professional women who are doing amazing work in the crypto space. Just to get a sense of their importance basically in the space. And what we're just going to be doing on the program today is to celebrate them, just to join and celebrate these phenomenal women, just to encourage them, and let's see the direction that the crypto space is headed, as well as the future of crypto globally, and the importance of these women, all right, in this space. But before we begin, let's just take a look at what has played out in the cryptocurrency space this past few weeks. Now, the cryptocurrency space has been in a tizzy, all right, after the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, tweeted about a new application that allows people to purchase tweets with Ethereum. This has actually stirred up some sort of noise, in the community. And people are just wondering, so you mean I can now purchase tweets, or let's say digital contents such as my pictures, I can now put them up for sale and somebody out there will purchase them? This is actually remarkable. The application, or the name of the application, is actually called Valuables, and it allows individuals to purchase a digital certificate of the tweet, all right, which is signed and verified by the tweet's creator. Now, if you've been following Inside Blockchain, you would remember vividly that sometime earlier this year, we had a conversation where we talked about, or where we looked at the future or crypto in this decade, coins and trends, and we looked at the different, should we call them the different systems, or the different protocols that we're going to be seeing play out this year. And one of our guests, Lucky Wakwe, mentioned specifically that this year was going to be a year of non-fungible tokens. So we've seen what has been happening with decentralized finance. Now we are seeing what's going to happen with non-fungible tokens. Have we arrived? Now here's a question mark that I will leave you to answer. At this point, let me just quickly introduce our guest on the program today. So who are they? What have they done? What are they doing? And what are we going to be expecting from them, all right, as we proceed? So I'm going to be introducing Monica Singer, all right, who is the South Africa lead for Consensus. She's popularly addressed as Professor Monica Singer, actually. And I'm also going to be joined by Ojedere Doris, who is the founder of Crypto Lioness and Blockchain African Ladies. We'll also be joined by Iyaliwe Soko, who is the chairwoman, United Africa Blockchain Association. And finally, Priti Kubiane, the co-founder of Coronet Blockchain. Let me begin with you, Monica Singer. First of all, let me wish you a happy International Women's Day. And let's quickly talk about, women and crypto. The past few years, we've seen how male dominating the industry has been. We have conversations with people just saying that why do we have more men, in the crypto space than women? And in the space of 3 to 4 years, we've seen a whole lot of women, all right, participating in this fourth industrial revolution. Tell us, how does it feel, to be part of this particular generation of people who are pioneering events and series of solutions that are going on in the crypto space?
Thank you for the opportunity, Tony. It feels great. Now it feels great. Trust me, when I started in this space 4 years ago, it didn't feel so great because every time I spoke to everybody, from CEOs of companies to friends, family, and I kept on saying, you need to buy Bitcoin and ETH and explain. And I went into lots of detail as to why. Everybody thought I was totally mad. So many times after giving presentations to big companies on the future of money and blockchain, I would get very, very ugly reactions. So it was really heartbroken for me because I kept on saying, am I mad? Is there something missing here? And only this year, I would say that people that rejected many of my arguments are coming back and asking more questions. I still recall, for example, like it was 3 years ago or so, I gave the first presentation ever to the chartered financial analysts, the CFAs of this world. They had never heard of crypto or blockchain. And I remember giving them a lecture saying, when you analyze accounts, if you're not looking at companies that are investing in blockchain or even putting some of their treasury funds into crypto, then you should be very concerned about these companies. And only then, after a while, did they start studying a little bit of blockchain. Or 4 years ago, I gave a presentation to central banks from around the world, and I explained clearly how the use of cash will start disappearing. I promise you, nobody spoke to me at tea time. They thought, this woman is mad. And I showed them how crypto would take over, how new coins will come into the world. Everything that's happening now, at that time, I was totally ostracized. So it was really very, very hard. So now it's great because not only I can see that what I said 4 years ago is happening, but I can see that there's even more women coming into the space. And sorry, the reason why I think women were not in the space was that it was intimidating because it was very techie. Techie. I'm not a techie, I'm a chartered accountant. So I never worried about the tech. I worried about the fact that if you read the white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto, it really talks about this ledger, this shared version of the truth. And that resonated with me immediately. And I promise you, for me, it changed my life reading that white paper, because I had created a company that around 20 years where I centralized the records for the financial markets in South Africa, called the Central Securities Depository. And there were many issues that we couldn't resolve in that plumbing. And then Satoshi says, you got it all wrong. You do not centralize, you decentralize. And you put technology in the middle to make sure nobody's cheating. So it changed my paradigm, and I thought, that's it. That's what I want to go and do.
Great. Monica, we're going to be coming to, how much, being involved with this space has impacted your life. But let me just quickly discuss with Doris here. Doris, I've been up close and personal with you following the work that you've been doing, especially within the crypto space here in Nigeria. And I know for one that you're very specific. Your message is very clear. That you want more women, right, operating in this space or benefiting from, the diverse potentials that the blockchain technology as well as the cryptocurrency has. But let's just backtrack a little to sort of talk about how your life was, before you discovered, crypto and anything called blockchain, and how that process has been from you from that point, to understanding what blockchain is and crypto, and start playing with it as well.
Okay, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be on the show today. All right, it has actually been an amazing journey. Cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology is the best thing that has ever happened to me as a person. It has been an awesome experience, and it's a life-changing opportunity that has changed my life over the years. And before I met this technology, though I was an entrepreneur, and I was just there, trying to do so many things online, to meet ends meet. Though I was a networker, and I was doing a lot to make money online, until I discovered the blockchain. And I discovered the blockchain like 6 years ago. I was still a student then. No, that was 6, 7 years back. I was almost going out of school then, and it was a technology that was still very, very young, and quite not easy to comprehend. But I took my time. I studied what the technology is, and the more I studied the technology, I discover a huge potential. I discover that the future is huge with this. I discover that this is capable of changing my life, not just changing my life, changing the life of every woman out there, every man out there, and more so changing the lives of Africa. And since then, I studied what the blockchain technology is. I became grounded with it, and not just that, I started preaching the blockchain, because when I discovered it, I started using it for my business. I understand what it represents for the future, and it has changed my life. I have basically been practicing preaching, talking about the blockchain, using it for business as long as I remember. And even while I was in school and out of school, I never saw the need to go to work for anyone. I'm an accountant by profession, and I've never worked for anyone before all my life. I have never applied for a job ever all my life. And I have just been doing cryptos, education, trading, and everything about the technology, because there are various ways you can use this technology to empower yourself. And I can tell you categorically, it has been a life-changing experience. And that is why I actually, having discovered it, having changed my life, I took it upon myself to teach others how to gain financial inclusion through the blockchain technology.
Amazing, amazing. We are going to be coming to sort of some of the things that you've achieved over the years in the crypto space. And we're just going to highlight some of those, which one that I'm actually aware of, I was even involved in, was the maiden edition of Block Tech Women Conference, which still remains one of the biggest conference out of female gathering, especially out of Nigeria. Let me just quickly go to South Africa to speak with Iyaliwe. Iyaliwe, first of all, let me just wish you a happy International Women's Day. But then again, we are talking about the impact. We're looking at the impact of women in this space, in a space that is perceived to be a male-dominated space. I'm following the work you're doing. I'm seeing the stuffs you're doing. You are the chairwoman of United Africa Blockchain Association. What triggered this?
Okay, so firstly, I got into the space kind of accidentally. I was actually working for an oil and gas company, and those rumors that they might be retrenching people because the company was going to leave South Africa. Can you hear me? So it came to a point whereby I started looking for something that's going to make me relevant, not only for the now, but also something that's going to make me relevant for the future. I actually had the opportunity to earn crypto from some work that I was doing. So I started actually reading more into this and researching. And in the process of research, I actually developed a learner guide, which is a tool that I use to educate myself as well as educate others. So it started small, and before I knew it, I'd created a 117-page document, which was a complete curriculum that consisted of blockchain for beginners up until the advanced stage.
Fantastic. This is actually interesting to see. And this brings me to the point where we now begin to look at some of the interesting features, or what interests you in particular about this technology, about the space. Monica, you are a global speaker. You've been one leading, especially in that field, and speaking at different conferences, both physically and online, and talking about the inherent potential of this particular technology. Can you just help us, highlight some of the things that interest you? When you look at a technology like the blockchain or its use case, which is one of them operating currently in the financial space, is cryptocurrency. What interests you the most?
To tell you the truth, that this technology is going to fight corruption. I'm a chartered accountant. I work for the Institute of Chartered Accountants. Then I work for the World Bank. Then I work for this company I created, the Central Securities Depository. And it was always about bringing transparency, less risk to the market, saying what's wrong with financial markets. Then living through the financial crisis, it was horrible. So also seeing audit failures. There's still audit failures, and I'm an auditor by training. So I kept on asking, but why? What are we doing wrong? And as I said, you read Satoshi's paper, and the answer is there. And the answer is that we've been building this capitalist system totally wrong. Then, when you studied even further, what we did when we created the capitalist system is to leave out billions of people from the financial markets. I can write a book on this. And so financial exclusion was like something nobody cared. Then I give you an example, Tony. In South Africa, we still distribute the grants for pensioners in an inhumane way, that they have to stand in a queue, that we give them cash, that there's massive risk. Even with COVID, things got even worse. We still have lots of corruption. Think about it, the concept of the shared version of the truth, one ledger for all the parties looking at the transactions at the same time, real time. The auditors don't have to come a year later after the money has gone. They can see the transactions real time. They can apply artificial intelligence immediately to see if there's something wrong. So I believe that this technology is a game changer. Besides the fact that cryptocurrencies and other new coins, stable coins, and other coins like central bank digital currencies are going to change everything for everybody in the world. We just need to have the courage to implement it. Technology will be a game changer, and this is the technology that time has come for governments to say, if we want to fight corruption, this is the one. If companies want to real-time audits, this is the one, especially when you have more than one party involved in a transaction. Imagine the taxman could get real-time taxes. There are so many benefits. The distribution of helicopter money, as we call it, which is these grants or distribution of money to people. Like in the future, there's going to be this universal basic income that we are already discussing in South Africa. Imagine being able to distribute this directly into an electronic wallet to every human being in the world or wherever it applies. People in South Africa all are very good at using mobile phones. Why can we not show them how to create a simple app that is going to be their wallet, and then they can use this wallet to pay transactions, to transfer money to their relatives or whoever, everything real time, fully disclosing an immutable ledger that is transparent. So can you see why I am alive? Because I know that after working in financial markets and in auditing for 25 years, many of the things we didn't resolve, now we have a chance truly to make it better. So it just requires more people to believe, and I really believe that us women have got an amazing role to educate other women, because this technology will totally empower women. I'll give you a simple example. Women earn money and they have cash. So what happens is that the cash gets taken by the husband or whatever. Now you can have it secretly in your little e-wallet under your own passport, and nobody can touch it, and nobody has to know how much money you've got. So that's one simple example of how this technology, I totally believe, will be able to reach the unbanked, the underbanked, and we just have to build it in a way that it has no walled gardens. So it's not applicable just to Nigeria or to South Africa or to whoever. I believe in a world where there are no borders, and we can have an app and transfer at the touch of a button, real time, from one currency to to allow people mobility and to allow the free flow. This is the internet. There shouldn't be any walled gardens. There shouldn't be any limitations. The cost should be very low. So it should allow for micro type of transactions. The bank charges shouldn't be extraordinary like they are currently. You shouldn't have to walk miles to get to a bank like it currently happens. There are so many benefits from this technology that it gives me the hope that if we all work and carry on talking about it and educating people, this technology will be ubiquitous in the world. It would be applied everywhere, and people won't even know that they're using a blockchain technology.
Beautiful. Now, Doris, in what Monica is saying here, she talked about the fact that this technology would actually impact women the more. Can you say that you're satisfied with the amount of women as we speak, that are already coming into the space? And do you think there is room for more women to be involved, or to even be at the forefront of a revolutionary technology like this, as well as, tap into its benefit as well? Okay, so while we're still trying to establish contact with Doris, I see you're back. Doris, did you get the question?
Yes, I got the question.
Okay, beautiful. Go
got
ahead.
the question. All right. I'm not really very much satisfied.
Okay. So I will just come back to Doris right there. I don't know what's happening. Doris, are you back? I can see. Okay, so we'll just get back to Doris. Let's move on and speak with Yaliwe. I just asked Doris if she was satisfied, with the amount of women in the space and considering the work that she's doing as well. But let me put this question to you while we are still trying to connect with her. Do you think that we have enough women, right, playing in the crypto space or, participating with a revolutionary technology like this?
I don't think we do. I think there's still a lot of room for a lot of women to get involved, and not only get involved in terms of maybe building something or being educators, but also being able to benefit from this technology and just knowing that something like this exists that can actually change their lives. So there are not many women right now, but there are women. The number of women who are doing amazing things is increasing, which gives us kind of hope that with these women that are leading different initiatives, other women are able to come to the table. I normally say we need our own heroes, right? So we can become the heroes that other women can look at and say, hey, Doris is doing this. You know what? If she can do it, I can do it as well. And that is what is going to encourage more women to come to the party, as well as we're already in the space. I think we should also create a lot of room to be very approachable by a lot of women, since some of them are, or a lot of them are already looking up to us right now. So I'll give you another thing that we need to look at. Whenever we look at, I'm very particular about use cases, right? And I'm particular about use cases that actually change somebody's life. So recently, I started a startup called Moja, which means unity in Swahili for Swahili-speaking people. And actually, what triggered this was, how do we bring about? Yes, I push education quite a lot. I push education extensively, but it also came back to me and said, why you're pushing education and you want more women to come to the party, Aliwe, what is it that you're doing that is solving a real problem that is going to encourage somebody to say, hey, look, this has solved my problem, or this has actually improved my problem. How do I participate and how do I become part of this? So I started a lending initiative that is providing microloans to women. And the idea is to build an app which is already in progress and should be available in the next few months, to build an application, a lending application that gives women access to loans, microloans. And what triggered this is being in South Africa and being a woman myself, I realized that a lot of women are finding it very hard to meet their monthly expenses, right? And they always resort to going to borrow money, and not only borrowing money from institutions, but borrowing money from loan sharks, which I looked at as being a very dangerous scenario, especially for a lot of young women. But also the other thing is that there are a lot of women-run households in South Africa, right? About over 30% of the population, the households in South Africa are run by women. And I decided to look into a use case that's going to be built on the blockchain and that's going to issue out loans in cryptocurrencies, also enable to empower these women through a marketplace where they can go and buy products and sell their products to have an additional income. That way, I'm able to teach them what blockchain is and cryptocurrency is in practice. So I think we need more women, and we also need to strategically see how do we get more women involved in a space like this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Yaliwe, for that. Let me just bring in Doris into this conversation to also get, her opinion on this particular topic of if she thinks we have more women in this space. And Doris, what are you doing as well, to probably bring more people into this with the solution of the platform that you've created?
Okay. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry for the network glitch. All right. So addressing the question, like I said initially, I'm not quite satisfied with the much women we had, or with the level of participation of women we have. But however, it's a nice progress. I would say categorically 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and right now we have had tremendous progress and tremendous impact, especially here in Nigeria. And we're doing a lot. We have just very, very few women on ground that are fully participating, in the cryptocurrency space and doing stuff around cryptocurrency and all. And personally, because I have discovered the fruits of cryptos and the blockchain earlier, I have took it upon myself to educate women, and that is what my organization, Blockchain African Ladies, is all about. And I also discovered that there is also the massive prosperity part of the blockchain. Making money, because whatever we do in life, especially here in Africa, the rate of poverty is extremely very, very high. And not just extremely very, very high, the burden is more on the woman, because the woman have a whole lot to do because of our culture over here, because of our setting over here, because of the way we are raised over here. The woman have to do a whole lot. She's at the forefront of taking care of the family. She's at the forefront of, when you talk about remittance, when you talk about care, when you talk about giving, when a whole lot the woman does. And the rate of poverty here is very, very high. And I discover that the blockchain technology is prosperity, for us. And how will people make money with this? And that is where cryptocurrency comes in, because cryptocurrency is one of the fruits, is one of the first fruits and the first products of the blockchain technology. And I look around me, trading cryptocurrencies, which is a product, one major product of the blockchain. Is an interesting phenomenon. And I look all around me, the space or this area is more saturated with males. You have more males talking about cryptos, you have more males talking about trading, you have more males. I was like, wow, this technology is not created for males alone. Women can also do this and empower themselves. Women can also do this. And personally, I have been trading cryptocurrency for a long time. Trading cryptocurrency alone has made me a millionaire in dollars, massively, because I've studied this asset, I've been able to know how to trade, I've mastered the market, I've looked at the attitude of this cryptocurrency asset, know how to make money with it in the high, in the low, in the deep, and all that. And I took it upon myself to train more women, because I want to see women come out proudly to say, I'm a cryptocurrency trader. I am a cryptocurrency trader. I am proud about it because cryptocurrency made me rich. And I tell people, cryptocurrency trading is actually becoming a noble profession.
Okay, so right about now, we are going to be going on a very short break. You've heard it all from Doris right there, how that participating or being involved with trading cryptocurrency or investing in cryptocurrency has changed the trajectory of her life, and in her words, made her a millionaire in dollars, which is actually interesting. And I'm so sure she wants this, for all the women out there. And that is why, if you're a woman and you're watching this program, you have questions for Monica, you have questions for Doris. How do you tap into, this space? How do you get yourself involved and benefit massively in this space? Remember how the internet came and a whole lot of people were skeptical about it in the first place. Now we are seeing something like that, but this one is quite revolutionary in the sense that it is changing a whole lot of things. You see what it's doing in the financial sector already. So if you're a lady, you're a woman, you love this, what you're watching, you love what you're hearing, drop a like, drop a comment. If you have questions, drop it in the comment section of the channel that you're watching from, and we're going to pick that question and ask any of the guests. We have Yaliwe with us, we have Professor Monica, and Doris as well. So we're going to go on a very short break, and when we come back, we're going to be hearing more, all right, from our guests. So stay tuned, don't touch that dial. I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching...
You're watching
Crypto
TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. In case you're just tuning in, you're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus, and I am Tony Obiaju. On the program today, we are actually celebrating women worldwide because today is International Women's Day, and we are actually celebrating the women in blockchain, the women who are leading in one way or the other and creating solutions and participating in the revolution that we are seeing right now with digital assets, cryptocurrency, and the blockchain technology in general. And I've been speaking with Ojore Doris, we're speaking with Yaliwe Soko in South Africa, as well as Monica Singer as well, also in South Africa. Monica, I understand that pretty much very soon, I think next week, at around 18 or 19th, you're going to be speaking at a Blockchain Africa conference, which is one of the global or leading, the biggest conferences that we can see out of Africa. This is something that is going to be happening and available for everyone to participate in. Can you tell us the specific topic that you're going to be speaking on, and why it is also important to have more women, all right, attend this conference?
So I'm covering my favorite topic, one of them. I have so many. So this one is on central bank digital currencies, and is to try to explain to central banks why it's imperative that they do introduce this currency to replace the fiat and especially cash in their own countries. I've written papers on this. I've been giving lectures on this, and I'm just worried that fear and lack of knowledge is paralyzing central banks. And in this case, this evolution of money waits for no one, and central banks should not be paralyzed by not knowing what's going to happen. So what we've done at Consensus, the company I work for, which is the biggest blockchain company in the world, we have now created a sandbox. Why do we create a sandbox? Because that gives the central banks the opportunity to test in a very safe environment what does it feel like to have a central bank digital currency for their currency, and how they can use it, how can it, the benefits. And so this technology is so different to anything you've ever seen that the only way to really understand it and realize is by using it. So every time I give a lecture, I always say to the audience, please tell me in the audience how many of you have bought and sold cryptocurrencies. And the majority of the audience have never done it. So how would you ever know what I'm talking about if you haven't had the simple, basic experience of downloading an app and with a finger buying and selling your own currency, transferring it anywhere in the world, trading it, etc. That experience is what changed my life. No working hours, not phoning a broker, not paying intermediary fees, transferring without any hassles, real time, and that changes your paradigm. So I want central banks to experience this for themselves so that then they can understand what the people in the country that they're going to implement this for are going to experience for themselves, and how the central banks can make such a massive difference to the world by doing this. And it's, like the previous speakers have said, is that we have to show what we believe by example, and therefore by having this sandbox, you already are saying the technology is here, this is how it works, just give it a try, play with it, for a couple of months, tell me how it goes, I'll hold your hand, I'll train you. I think that's the only way that we're going to start getting more adoption, by giving people the possibility to test it out in a safe environment.
Great. Yaliwe, let's not look at how important, is it to have, more women in this space, and what would you tell them to do? I'm a woman. Obviously, I'm not, but I'm just assuming in this case that I'm a woman, I'm a lady. I want to tap into, all right, this technology. What would you tell, these women? How would you direct them, to get to where you are today?
I think for me, it's not, I think people are often afraid of a lot of things that they don't understand. So for me, it's just give it a go, right? Try it out. you will find guidance along the way. There are people out there who you can reach out to and help you. A lot of times we're just afraid of just hearing something or just hearing terms. So dive in. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room to learn as well. We are all still learning. I think for me, with being in the blockchain space, I came to realize that I learn every single day. I have to learn, I have to keep up. So, and for them, I think it's at a time whereby there's already a number of women that are doing something. So they have people who can be a point of reference. When we started, it was kind of just being thrown into the deep end, or just throwing yourself into the deep end, and you're trying to maneuver your way from there. But now there's kind of a way that has been paved by a lot of women out there that I've seen doing amazing things in one way or another. So there is a lot of room for them to tap into the space, and there's also guidance out there. All they need to do is ask.
Okay, Doris Shalue says that all they need to do is ask. You've just given us a little story there of how much trading crypto or investing in crypto has helped you personally. What are you doing as we speak to help more women, all right, into this space and also become a millionaire in dollars, like you mentioned?
All right. Thank you very much. It's all about education, education, education. And that is just it basically. And I keep doing that, every now and then through regular webinars online. The COVID-19 cut short our various physical conferences. But all the same, I even feel that we actually have a wider reach with the online presence, because I think I've even made more impact, educating people online, through online webinars than a physical webinar, because I'm able to reach people far and wide. And of course, my organization is an organization that has put together women across different countries, women of colors all around the world. I mentor people in India, UK, US, South Africa, Botswana. I have virtually more than 25 countries represented, in my organization, in Crypto Lioness and Blockchain Africa Ladies. But basically, I use these cryptos, to educate more women, because personally, I feel that people need money, and I just feel that the easiest way to actually gain financial freedom is through this technology. So it's all education, 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 education all the way. So I do regular webinars, I reach more women. And of course, I can tell you that I am so happy with the impact we have made. I have been able to empower a lot of women with what I do. Many has become rich, many has become financially free all over the world through my strategy. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, beautiful. We need more education, more education. So you've heard it from Doris, more education. So keep learning as much as you are passionate about being involved as well. Monica, there's a question for you. Let's go to the comment section and find out what people are saying, what the questions they're asking. Here on Facebook, we have a question, in this case by Adams. She's saying, what is the name of your paper on central banking? You were talking about central bank digital currency right here. So Adams wants to know, what is the name of your paper on central banking?
So it's central bank digital currencies. Why should central banks have to implement it? But I'm happy, Tony, to send you a copy, and then you can put it on social media or wherever you want so that people can have it. It's really explanation in simple language to the central banks. I used to work with them very closely, work for the World Bank. So I understand where they're coming from. So I wrote, it's like writing a letter to the central banks to say, please smell the roses. You really have to implement this, and why. So that's what the paper, and also if you go to the Consensus website, consensus.net, you will find many publications that we have published, white papers on why a central bank digital currency it's essential for the world at this stage.
Okay, so Adams, she said she's going to be sending us a copy, so we are going to be dropping the link in the comment section of this video, so you can find it either on Facebook where you've sent in your question from, and just click it, you have access to that book. So it explains why a central bank, need to begin to pay attention, all right, to implementing or integrating digital currencies or looking in that direction. We are approaching towards the end of the program. Let me just get your random thoughts. I'll start with you, Yaliwe Soko, just before I let you go. Tell us what we should be expecting, especially for United Africa, UABA in this case. I actually like the name. It sounds Ghanaian.
Also, you should be expecting an educational campaign coming through in the next, I won't even say in the next couple of months. I'll say there's an educational campaign in partnership with with a very amazing blockchain. So we'll be running a campaign to educate quite hundreds of people, especially young Africans, on blockchain and the whole blockchain ecosystem. Announcements will be coming soon, so you should expect announcements probably in the next week for a call for registrations. And these are free courses, and potentially at the end of it, we're looking at also creating opportunities for employability, because I think it's come to a time that people must also start looking into the blockchain space as a place where you can pursue a career. For example, personally, besides just chairing the United Africa Blockchain Association, I'm also the South African ecosystems lead at C-Labs working on Cello. So there are opportunities out there, and it's time to highlight that and show people, once you learn, there is a room for, there's some people who just want to get a job, to be honest. And also there's room for you to be an innovator in this space as well. So yeah, so that's what you should be expecting in the next couple of weeks or months, I would say.
Okay, so we're going to be expecting that from the United Africa Blockchain Association, which is chaired by the phenomenal Yaliwe Soko. So coming to you, Doris, what should we be expecting from you? I'm actually following, some of the results, amazing results that you're achieving, especially in trading. So what should we be expecting from you and the community at large?
Okay, I'm actually working on a whole lot over here. My whole idea is how to make life easy for every woman out there, how to elevate people from poverty through what has changed my life. And I discover a major problem over here that people really are having issues accessing, funds to do business, funds to, solve one problem or the other. And I started a saving scheme because I discovered that this is actually something that has helped me a lot, savings, But right now, we're not talking about saving in fiat. We're talking about savings in digital assets, because there is a very, very powerful compounding interest in cryptos. Cryptos is actually a phenomenon that is here to stay, so I have applied that over the years. I have actually seen $500 becomes $5,000 over the year, just with a simple saving. I have actually seen as little as $200 become $3,000 over the year through a simple saving. So this have helped me a lot, and I'm starting an initiative whereby I am trying to get women to save in digital assets over the years. Set up an account for your children. Set up. Start a mini crypto bank. I call it a mini crypto bank. This mini crypto bank is going to save you a lot. It's going to save your future a lot. You can have kids right now that are just very, very little, and you can start a little saving of $1, $2, $3, $6 over 1 year, over 5 years, over 4 years. And I'm starting that initiative actually, and it's something it's so great, and and finally, what is even amazing is that a lot of people are gaining financial freedom trading cryptocurrencies, which is actually my dream. I'm actually achieving it. A lot of women have been able to elevate themselves from poverty. I have people in my community that have left their job. They have resigned. When I mean resign,